Twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke.
How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. Jason Derulo, for those who understand, is it late 90s? No, actually the 2000s. What am I talking about? These are youngsters, the 2010s and all. Jason Derulo was a big time R&B artist, and what happened that a few years ago he was accused of assault. And that, of course, you know what happens when when such accusations are made. It doesn't really matter whether they're true or not. There will always be a reaction from sponsors, your agents, your management, media, you name it. So, as it turns out, well, we are going to listen into what he's saying and why he says he will never work with women again. Let's listen in.
And then they post that then you don't post the dismissal. It got dismissed twice. You ain't post the second one. You didn't post the first one. Damn.
There was a lawsuit not too long ago by an artist that was like hired to your label that was dismissed.
Twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke. But it's a sad truth. Like I will.
The thing is say that straight up. The first thing he said, that's the truth. That is what he actually thinks. That's what he's actually practicing right now. Because in this particular instance, maybe let's just check real quick what the news was saying about this. Really quick. So they say he's in facing assault charges in the traditional, but rather a major sexual harassment and a sabotage lawsuit from singer Emaza Gibson, refiled in New York in 2025, alleging he demanded participation in bizarre sexual rituals, sabotaged her career after she refused, and caused trauma. Derulo denies this serious defamation, blah, blah, blah. So that's that. Let's see who this person is. This person. Who is this person? Because a lot of the time, this is just a little something that I want to do more and more. Just go in when you're talking about someone and find out. So she's pregnant? Okay. She lied about ongoing case, losing a sponsorship, blah, blah. So, all right. Let's listen into what he's saying, because now you know at least who that person is.
Will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with, like ever again.
I remember, is it Mike Pence, the former US vice president, said something similar, and the people went after him. The women were like, oh, no. He said, no, I have a wife. I'm not going to be sitting alone with a woman even at work. So because what he was directly saying, although there was some PR language used there, is that he's not going to take the risk because there are just too many scumbag women out here who will lie to get you in trouble. So that's what he's saying, basically.
Why?
It's too risky.
Exactly.
That case was dismissed twice in two different states. And there's
And as you notice that it's still going on somewhere else, because New York change rules sometimes to just suit certain cases if they're going after someone. I've seen that. They did that with the current president of America. So it's not really new. So she's shopping around the case because the other jurisdictions didn't find anything that he was responsible.
hardly no mention of it online. When that case was brought up, It was on every single blog, every single front page. And I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that was not even slightly believable. She said I sacrificed a goat in a sexual ritual. All people read was the headline, right? And that's all it takes to lose everything. That's a crazy concept. I lost millions of dollars off of an arbitrary story that some woman told.
The thing is, when these allegations are made, you always see the media outcry, politicians, fellow artists, people on the internet. Normally, they go so hard on the man, despite the fact that we've had so many instances of fake allegations. But I think it's the virtue signaling that people want to be in for, say, oh, we do not support ABCD, despite knowing the fake allegations. But when it's found that they were fake, it's always people on the internet that will blow it up. And I'm glad that there are so many people who can do that now. So it's just not mainstream media narratives that carry the day. So a guy like this, he's complaining. So no, of course, the media didn't pick it up when she was found to be lying. And that's usually the biggest problem. Guys have to be careful. It doesn't matter. You can't. That's why he's saying he cannot sit in an office alone with a woman. He's not doing that. It's not worth it. It's too risky.
Like a crazy, crazy story that someone been told. So, with that being said, how can I be comfortable being in a room with a woman that I work with and not feel like she can just say whatever she wants?
You can't.
It's like it's not worth it to me.
When you're in that and losing millions of dollars in brand deals, how are you figuring out how to navigate that?
Man, it's really less about the money. Like, the money, man. Like, I have one name that I work so hard to stay clean and stay clean cut. And then, like, somebody can just say, like, you can just say anything. That's the world we live in. You can just say anything and people take it as gospel. Why was it that those same blogs, those same pages, why didn't they post a dismissal at least? Wouldn't that be fair? If you posted
Well, because
the
that's
headline,
not going to get the clicks.
that's so
Exactly. And we all know this. And I think more and more, because I've seen some people who are falsely accused who actually come out even bigger, because people really are tired of all this. And I think in his case, because he also isn't really pulling all the stops and trending right now and whatnot, it doesn't go out as much as possible. But so many other celebs, comedians, whatnot, people come out, they are falsely accused. A few months or a few weeks down the line, you found no, it was false accusations. Remember, Johnny Depp is actually bigger now because of the false accusations of Amber Heard. And Amber Heard will never be hired again in Hollywood because she's a box office poison because of that lie. And that's the kind of response that is needed. This woman is going around lying, as you saw on her Instagram. She's continuing the lie because she cannot come back and step back, because she thinks, most of the time, a lot of these artists think they're better than they are. And when they don't hit or they don't make it, they have to blame someone. And often it's the guy who has put her, who's picked her up and trying to make her something. In this particular case, I believe probably she wanted more. Probably there was more just concessional stuff because he is who he is. And then maybe didn't want more, so she went the other route. No matter, I think that should have been out by now.
bro, it's so terrible. So it like people don't talk about the hardships of men, but it's a really, really tough place to be in, especially like when you have something to lose. Like, it's a really, really tough place to be in. We talked about my past relationships and them saying things about me that I haven't responded to. We talked about lawsuits that I haven't really been able to respond to. I really want to respond to the blogs, if you want to be honest. I want to tell them, like, what the is wrong with y'all? Like, after all of these years, like, that I've done it's been places that I've done interviews with, and like I've just been so kind and like generous with my time, and then they post that then you don't post the dismissal. It got dismissed twice. You didn't post the second one, you didn't post the first one. Damn.
And that's the thing, I know it's frustrating for this, and you see the biggest problem I have personally with this kind of cases is that there's never repercussions for the woman. She'll just be let go and she'll go continue her things. A few people have brought lawsuits, but there is no direct law that says no. There is actually a law for false accusations, but it's never followed when it comes to women and these accusations. It's the most bewildering thing. I think this guy should go ahead and start lawsuits, because this is simply unacceptable, and it happens a lot that somebody would lie, destroy somebody's life, but then there's no comeuppance. It's actually one of the most frustrating things. And you see, this video is really to try and force that particular sentiment through, that you guys have to be extra careful, especially if you have things going for you. A lot of the times, the women who want you, you won't want them. And a lot of them will they might offer you some punani over the weekend. You might take some punani, and then they blow things out of proportion. And when you try to separate yourself, guess what happens? Such things might happen. It might not necessarily get to the point of like Jason Derulo, but in your neighborhood, at your workplace, among your friends, the little rumors and what are brought up. Oh, he was abusive. How many times have you heard a woman call a man abusive just randomly? Oh, financially abusive. I don't know, this emotionally abusive. Everything is abuse. It's fake. It's all fake. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen, or more so the gentlemen. And please leave a comment down below. What do you think about this particular situation, especially on Jason Derulo, and how this woman is still running around talking like she's been shopping this case around and nobody's picking it because it's standing on nothing but thin ice. And of course, leave a like for the algorithm, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, peace.